Coming to giving you a few like bits and snippets from the field level experiences that we also had, and the kind of challenges that we came across in terms of reporting on this set of indicators. So the one thing that we noticed was there was a lot of discrepancies in the definition of the data and the standards that were used for reporting. Like your definition will of your indicator, or the definition of the terms that you use in the indicator will then help you understand how to collect the data. Or now the like looking at from that example of the, so like there were cities which are also reporting on 2011 census data, but then the definition of a safe toilet or a sanitary or an insanitary toilet with the 2011 census data and then the SBM definition were different. So it was also helping us, like there were also like challenges where we were not able to add on the 2011 census data plus the SBM data to understand how much of the city's population is catered through sanitary toilets. Then also looking at like the coverage and the methodology that you use to take or report on particular indicators, right? Like giving an example, this is an example from Lusaka in Zambia. So setting this the context, so 70% of the population in that particular city is residing in peri-urban areas or informal settlements, which are towards the like the peripheral parts of the outskirts of the city. And 14% of the population is connected to sewer network, and 82% of the like population was dependent on on-site sanitation systems, and 4% were practicing open defecation. Now there were two set of data points which were, or two set of data drives which were launched, one by the water utility over there and one by by GIZ over there. Now both of them like for developing a shit flow diagram. Now for the LWSC reported data, so which was, it reported that 60% of the households are connected to septic tanks and only 14% are dependent on pits. On the contrary, so the SFD data showed that 64% of the households were connected to pits, whereas only 18% were connected to septic tanks. Now there was a like completely flip over of the data, right, for reporting that to that particular indicator. And so when we looked into it in much more detail, so we saw that the Lusaka's the sample size that was collected for the LWSC study was looking at only 20 households per peri-urban area, and each peri-urban area had close to 10,000 households. So you can see that it is not at all representative in a way. Whereas the SFD data was also sampled, but then it was mathematically representative for the entire it was representative of the actual scenario of the particular city. So it's very important to understand how the methodology you are using to collect data to report on that particular indicator. Also looking at another example where the challenge that we saw was due to process inefficiencies, and there was like a lot of data unavailable, and that was also a result of lack of coordination between the different stakeholders, which was also resulting in duplication of efforts. So I mean, KCCA is a municipality in Kampala, whereas NW National Water Sewers Corporation is the water utility over there again, and both of them collect data from the fecal sludge from the sewage treatment plant, where the private operators comes and dumps at the fecal waste. Now the point was that KCCA was covering data which was looking at, National Water was covering data which was focused on the revenue generation. So since it was very much focused on the revenue generation and financial data was involved, there was not data sharing with the other stakeholders, or the data was not shared in the public domain. Whereas KCCA's focus was trying to understand how much of the fecal sludge that is generated is coming to the treatment plant. So they were looking at sources of fecal sludge generation and the volume of fecal sludge that is coming in. So there was a lot of duplication of efforts between the data interventions, data collection efforts, and that effort, like the duplication of the process, could have been much more efficient if both the stakeholders would be much more coordinated, having much more coordination amongst each other. So the point here being that when as a city of municipality, when you are trying to collect data on particular indicator, it would be really helpful to also go out and coordinate and have discussions with the other stakeholders in the city, be it local NGOs, be it other associations, be it Sanitation Workers Association, or be it like private operators. It will be helpful to also coordinate with the different other stakeholders involved.